Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to be talking about three very simple ways to increase your engagement as a beauty professional. Now, I love to share not only these three simple steps, but also the reason why. Why is it important for you to increase your engagement as a beauty professional on your social media account? Okay. The one reason that I feel is very, very important is that it allows you to create a connection with your follower. It allows you to create a connection with your potential client, right? So if you're not currently engaging with your followers, then this is going to enable you to be able to create that reason for them to trust you, that reason for them to connect with you. It's going to be able to build that strong, loyal client base, right? And when they have a connection with you, when they have a relationship with you, they're going to be more inclined to book with you over somebody else, right? So let's go ahead and just dive into what these three reasons are that I have gone ahead and outlined. So these are things that I have actually done myself. I have found them extremely helpful. Okay. I'm always going to be sharing with you things that I have done so I know what's worked and what hasn't, right? I'm trying to basically create a roadmap for you to be able to follow so that you don't have to go out there and do the trial and error thing like I did, right? So the one thing that you want to make sure that you do is that you create consistent, high quality content. Now, what does that entail? That means we are adding value to your followers. We are providing value to them. So the follower or the customer that is following you or the potential customer is coming to your page and they're saying, hey, I really like this page, and what they have on their page provides value to my life. That means you're not just posting promotions. You're not just trying to sell them every single time that they come to your page, right? You're actually providing valuable content. So you want to make sure that your pictures are of good quality. You have good lighting. You have good audio, right? The visuals are clear, crisp, concise, right? There's some kind of a theme. Now, you don't have to have like this amazing aesthetic page, right? I'm not like really into that. Although when I first started out, that's what I did. Like I had this picture on the right and then every other picture and then one picture on the left. And I had this whole little theme, whatever going on. So you don't have to do that. If that's your thing, more power to you, right? If it looks pretty to you and you like how it looks, I'm happy for you. Again, I always like to just give you the tips, the things that have worked for me, how I feel about it. And, you can take that information for what it's worth and you figure out how to implement that into your business and what works best for you, right? So you want to make sure that your pictures, like I said, are of good quality. Now, I obviously do not have a photographer. I do not have somebody following me around everywhere I go. I literally have my phone sitting on one of those little phone stands that I got from Amazon. I have my ring light that I use that I got from Amazon. Yes, I have like the larger ring light that stands up when I would record my clients when I was providing services. So you kind of get very creative in your ways to be able to create your content. But at the end of the day, whatever the content is that you are providing and you are posting on your page, you want to make sure it is good quality content, right? I more recently was able to hire a social media manager to assist me with these things just because of my schedule and not being able to do everything and recognizing that it is a good time for me to outsource some of these things so that I can then be good at what I'm good at. However, for the last 4+ years, I have always been the one responding to messages, posting on my social media, creating the content, creating the flyers, taking the pictures, figuring out what prompt, figuring out what caption, like all of that stuff, what music, what's trending, reels, this, that, all the good stuff. Okay. So you're more than capable of doing it. Okay. So again, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we are creating content that is high quality and valuable to your follower. Another thing that is valuable to your followers is like behind the scenes content. They like to see what it looks like when you're setting up your, workstation for a client, when you are cleaning out your supply cabinet, when you're doing a deep clean every week or once a month or however often you clean, how you clean your studio space, right? Any of those kind of behind the scenes content people love. Now, it's super funny, but I remember one time I was creating some videos literally just for the sake of creating the video. I actually did not have a client that I was seeing, nor was I setting up for a client. So I made the error of like not putting on gloves when I was creating this video, right? But again, it was just for the sake of creating the video and showing you how I set up my workstation and the supplies that I had on the workstation, things of that nature. However, of course, some people had to comment, make posts and things like that in my comment section saying, oh, you should be wearing gloves and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, lucky for you, I'm actually not seeing clients. I'm really just providing this, for your sake or whatever. But I thought that was kind of funny. Anyways, another good thing to provide value to your clients would be for you to give them some tips and tricks, right? So if you're providing services, some good tips and tricks would be what to avoid before the service, what for them to wear, or how to prepare for the service. What does the recovery process look like, right? One of the things that I used to post about all the time, especially with recovery, would be the hyaluron lips. What is the process of how the lips heal? What is that process look like? What can the client expect? Okay, teeth whitening, another great one. We want to make sure that we're avoiding coffee, red wine, anything that's going to stain our teeth, right? Especially within that first 24 to 48 hours. Tooth gems, we want to avoid eating anything that's crunchy. You want to avoid ice or chips or something that's gooey and sticky, right? Because then it's going to adhere to the gem and pull the gem off. With cavitation, reminding people to have a good diet and exercise regimen, reminding them to make sure that they drink half their weight in ounces of water every day so that they can be flushing everything out, okay, and actually get good success and results from their treatment. So these are some ideas of how you can go ahead and create valuable content in order to increase your engagement. And then, of course, our end goal is not only just to increase our engagement, but inevitably be attracting those followers, attracting your target audience that you want to convert into clients. Why? Because followers equal converted clients equals money, right? So that's one of the tips. The second tip, and this is my favorite, is to engage with your audience. Okay. When I was providing services, and even until this day, okay, I engage with all my followers. Now, am I able to engage with all 64,000 of them? Absolutely not. However, new followers that come to my page and I get an alert, I go to their page, I like their stuff, I see what they have, I might post a comment, I go to their story, same thing. I engage what I consider authentically. I authentically engage with my followers. Now, that doesn't mean I slide in their DMs and I say, hey, I see that you're a new follower and I would love for you to try out my products. These are the services that I offer. If you have any questions, message me. Here's the link to book me, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not doing that. Okay. If somebody is interested in your services, they will reach out to you. The goal here is not to be spammy. The goal here is to authentically engage with your follower for you to attract the clients. I cannot tell you how many times, and I'm probably going to say 90% of the time, that I engage with somebody, they naturally will bring it up to me. Hey, I was looking at booking your services. Hey, I was looking at your courses. I'm really interested. I have some questions, so on and so forth. Okay. But I have authentically reached out to them. and expressed interest in something that they have. How many of you currently authentically engage with your clients or your followers or any of that? I just want you to give me a little heart over there in the corner and let me know if you already currently engage with your followers. This is amazing, okay? That is what creates that connection, okay? That relationship. One of the things that I realized, especially during the pandemic, my clients were coming to me primarily because of the relationship that we had created. I still am friends and followers and engaged with people that I haven't seen in years because I no longer provide services because of that natural relationship and that organic relationship that we created. Okay. They used to love, they're like, I look forward to coming to you every week, especially if they were getting like body services. They were coming to me all the time. Or if they were coming to get their lips done, they're coming to me every couple weeks, right? So you want to create that space where they feel comfortable to talk to you. They feel comfortable to reach out to you, especially if you have a lot of followers. Sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes people who have a lot of followers do not always respond to their followers' inquiries. They do not engage with their followers. They don't have casual conversation with their followers. That is something that I do because you never know who or when or how that person may turn into a client down the road, may refer you to somebody, even if they don't come get services done by you, right? You don't know what they know and who they know. So I have many of people who tell me like, hey, I've been following you for years. I've seen your story, whatever. And you engage and have that relationship with them. Again, the goal here is for you to create that space of communication and engagement, authenticity, all right? So that follower, that potential follower turns into a client, which inevitably turns into money. So that is step number 2, right? If this is something that you are going to implement into your current day-to-day habits or life when it comes to your social media, just go ahead and give me a heart. The other thing I want to mention is it doesn't take long. I used to be sitting in my bed or lying in my bed, lying in the bath, whatever the case is, spend 15, 20, 30 minutes scrolling through my new followers, scrolling through the people who were liking my stories or looking at my stories, watching my stories, seeing who they then, had stories and engaging with them. It's so simple. 15, 20, 30 minutes, however many, how much time that you can invest in doing that. I highly recommend doing that. Okay. Now, the third thing that I'm going to suggest and recommend to you is to go ahead and create personalized consultations. Now, in this digital age of social media and remote working and virtual this and virtual that, it is so easy for us to say, hey, free consultation, right? Especially if it's somebody who is thinking about your services, they're considering getting something, they've gone to your booking site, they're not quite sure what should they book for, or, what treatment, how long, maybe they have some extra questions, they, whatever it is. The most common consultations that I had was for body sculpting, because not only does somebody want to, ask questions and make sure that they're the right fit for the service, I want to make sure that they're the right fit for the service, right? I've talked about this before. Every client is not a good client. All money is not good money. We've all heard that before, right? And the same thing goes for when it pertains to clients. We want to make sure that the clients that are booking our services are the right fit for us. That means for me, I'm creating a free consultation for body services. I'm having them, send me some front, back, sideways pictures via DM. It's nothing for me to get on a Zoom or Instagram video, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It never was more than 15 minutes. But more often than not, it was 5 or 10 minutes. I can squeeze in 5 or 10 minutes out of my day, multiple times a day, sometimes, right? Where I can go ahead and do that consultation so I can take a look at their pictures, make sure that they know exactly what to expect, make sure that they're booking the right services, and then also like pre-screen them. When it comes to the body sculpting, I was very particular about this. I have talked about it before, but I'll briefly mention it again today, is that I want to make sure that I am accepting clients that are ready to be set up for success, right? What does that look like? What does that mean? Clients that are not exercising, don't have a good diet regimen, and are thinking that they can come and get body sculpting and it's going to be a one and done is not my ideal client. The reason is they're going to come every week to get the service done. They're not going to be getting the results because they're not doing their part. So every week they come in, we're starting from scratch, right? They get results, they lose the results. They come in next week, they lose it's a cycle, right? And so what's going to end up happening? They're going to say, oh, this doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. They're going to give you a bad review. They're going to tell their friends and family and whoever else about it. And then you've got a bad review, right? So I want to make sure that these are people that have a good diet and exercise regimen. And that doesn't mean that you're on a diet, but you know how to eat healthy, eat within, a good portion size. You don't have to be on Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or what's the other one, keto and all that kind of stuff. Like, you don't have to be on a diet. However, I want to make sure that you're eating healthy, right? I want to make sure that you're not drinking soda every day, 5 sodas a day, eating popcorn and chocolate and candy and fast food. Like, that's not going to work, right? So not only is this personalized consultation good for you, but now the customer, the client, the follower has had an opportunity to engage with you, has had an opportunity to see your personality, see who you are, and again, create that level of trust. Now they've gone ahead, they've talked to you, you've been able to kind of critique and figure out, okay, is this a good client for me? And now we're going on to that next step of being able to get them booked. Now they're excited, they feel confident with you, their questions are answered, and this took you 5 or 10 minutes, right? Now, by show of hands, I want to know, is this something you're already doing in your business, or is this something that you plan on implementing in your business? Now, keep in mind, the goal for increasing your engagement on social media as a beauty service professional is so that you can create that level of trust, that connection, that relationship with your followers. You're no longer just an Instagram page. You're no longer just a post. They see your personality. They hear your personality. Another thing about engaging with them in the DMs or whatever is a great thing to do is doing the voice notes. They hear your excitement. They hear your voice. Maybe there's something funny that you guys are sharing, and now they can hear your laugh and your excitement, right? So again, it's all about just trying to improve upon that separation that tends to come into play when you're dealing with social media and, okay, well, you're just an Instagram page, you're just a brand, you're just a business. No, I'm a person, I have a personality. This is who I am, right? Same thing again, that these are things that I do in my own business, right? Even as a beauty service provider, not only did this help me to improve and increase my engagement when I'm looking for clients to service, but this is also something that I utilize and adhere to in my business when it comes to my coaching, when it comes to my courses. Right now, we are promoting our in-person courses. So people want to see, like, is this somebody that I want to work with? Is this a brand that I want to work with? Right? I'm not Nike. I'm not Walmart. I'm not Target. So people want to see who is that face behind the brand, right? So, again, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you found value in the information that I shared. Again, this is 3 simple steps to increase engagement on your social media as a beauty professional. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you again next time.